channel? Well, if you're not, hit the subscribe button because he's giving out free picks each and every week. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
NFL Week 18 here, guys. The season flew by, right? Final week of the regular season. A week you got to do a lot of research. So if you don't love the research like I do, I'll take care of it for you, right? There's incentives pending. There's teams that need to play for things, division titles, make the playoffs, even maybe draft position. Some teams will be resting guys as well. We'll break that all down here in this week's podcast. This week, we'll look at three big games like we always do, guys, along with the teaser and underdog market. Of course, Ravens versus Steelers. What else can you ask for? Sunday night football, winner wins the AFC North. What a game we got going there. Exciting game, maybe not, but it's going to be a grind out type of game, a game that you're going to want to watch. 49ers versus Seahawks. Winner, best record in the NFC on the line and the division. What a fun one we have there. We thought maybe the Rams would be there, right? 49ers snuck in the back door here. I think winning 6 in a row to get into this position. And then Bucs versus Panthers, guys. Two teams kind of struggling. Winner will win the division. Now, Bucs need help from Atlanta as well. So Bucs could win this game. And if Atlanta wins, then I believe the Panthers can still win this division. So interesting one here. I'll break that all down shortly. Systemsportscapping.com or link.me/systemcapping. Currently handicapping the NFL playoffs. UFC and PGA will be back shortly. We're also betting NHL at very low volume. I haven't had an NHL bet for, I don't know, a month, I believe. 3 weeks to a month. However, I do have a pending NHL bet tonight for clients. 2025. It's about over. The year flew by, and another profitable year in all sports. For myself, my consulting has grown to helping out businesses. Businesses have been reaching out to me to understand the sports betting market more. I've been helping out marketing companies mainly, which makes sense, so they can get used to the sports betting market. Of course, individual clients continue to come. New clients, obviously old clients. I appreciate all you guys. I continue to have the business expand, which is great to see. Remember, I saw this happening way before it got legalized, right? I've been doing this podcast now. Started just as a YouTube channel about 6 years ago, and I kind of beat everyone to it, right? I expected this to continue to grow, and here we are. Here we are, right? I've expanded the consulting to businesses, like I mentioned. I have a course to explain the betting market to new people and how to profit long term. That's over on the website as well. So we continue to expand, continue to grow in the market, at the same time being profitable in all sports. Talking about the NFL, that's what we're talking about here on this podcast. Wild ride this year, right? Probably one of the craziest years I can remember. And it's been a very up and down year because of it. A lot of unexpected upsets, along with teams being better than expected, right? Highlighted, of course, we have a couple big highlights. 75% in the underdog market, guys. Hopefully you've been tailing that, right? You're not going to find that percentage, especially in the free play underdog market. This is plus money underdogs, guys. I'm not giving out minus 300 winners where you're not getting a return, right? You're getting plus money underdog 75% on the year. We hit another last week with Cleveland Browns, plus 150, all the way up to plus 180 on some books at closing time. So hopefully you guys did tail that. Cleveland Browns won outright. It's been another great year in the underdog market. Every year we continue. I think 1 year I had a down year in the underdog market. For spreads for clients, we were hovering around 65%. Very happy for that in the spread market. Anytime you're in the 60s, 1 year we had that crazy 70% spread season, which was crazy. That's how I won a Vegas tournament because of that back in the day. This is like 2018, 2019, guys, if you remember. Probably when I just started out on my channel. Very hard to have a 70% spread year, right? Anytime I'm in the 60s, I'd be very happy. And I'm at 65% this year in the spreads for clients. So very happy about that. Couple markets that were down this year, which limited the unit success. The teaser market. Not great teaser market. Started great, 4-0, and then we got caught with a lot of upsets. I do got to, really factor in, do I want to continue to bet the teaser market? We have success with teaser markets in the past, but never high success, right? So it's probably going to be revisited for myself and clients. I always give it out on the podcast here, but may limit myself in the client market. Player props have been profitable, but haven't been great this past year. Just up and down in the market for player props and totals as well. No profit in the total market this year. Future market still pending, right? I did hit already on Denver over 9.5. That got there very easily. We need Ravens for a profitable future market. I need the Ravens to win the division, very likely, very highly likely, I would say. And then the Packers to get a win because I have them over 9.5. They're at 9 right now. Some bad luck, guys, on some Packers losses, right? Over the past month. They've been sitting on 9. Are they going to win over Minnesota? We'll see. I think they need to get back on track. So I think it's a good spot here. Minnesota's going to be throwing out their backup, I assume. So interesting here. So biggest surprises of the year we have to go to, which affects bets as well, right? Definitely Pats winning the AFC East. I had the Bills to win the division. Now, I had the Pats to be a better team, but not this quickly, guys. I had the Pats to maybe fighting for a wild card spot, but not winning the AFC this quickly. I don't think anyone had them unless you're a Patriots fan. I get it, right? But being this good this quickly, did not expect that. And then Drake May, minus 600 right now currently on sportsbooks to win the MVP. Very difficult to predict that at the beginning of the year. So obviously that affected some bets this year. Bears, I expected them to be better. And again, fighting for a wild card spot, not winning the division, right? Something very difficult to see as well at the start of the year. Ravens being 8-8. I had them probably 10 wins, 11 wins right now. So that was obviously not expected. I expected the Ravens to be much better than they were. Packers, I expect to be a little better as well. They had some issues with injuries. Obviously, losing Parsons here late didn't help, but that was another surprise, right? Leave a comment. Obviously, like the video as well, guys. Comment a team that you thought was a surprise. Maybe I'll be missing out here. A couple more though. Jacksonville Jaguars at 12-4. They were the toughest team to predict, mainly due to Trevor Lawrence. You don't know what Trevor Lawrence was going to come out. And we got the good one. We got the one that we've hoping for many years now, and we're seeing it. So hats off to Jacksonville being 12-4. They actually have a shot at winning the best seed in the division. A lot of stuff have to happen, but they won the division. They win the division if they win, and then Houston lost. Lions missed the playoffs. Now, Lions didn't affect me in the future market. I didn't bet them like over total or division. But they've affected me throughout the year, guys. Missed on some, especially in the teaser markets, even in the spread market. I had Lions to win last week. On Christmas, they didn't. They've affected me throughout the year for sure. And no one expected the Lions to miss the playoffs, let's be honest. So, one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl as well. Very surprised. Chiefs missing the playoffs, also a big surprise. But I did not have the Chiefs being that great this year, to be honest. Right? I had the Chiefs to take a step back. I did say Denver or the Chargers would win the division. That's what happened. Just didn't have them really to miss the playoffs. If I did, I did expect them to take a step back. Just not this much, I would say. I would say they were battling for a wild card spot, and they would still be in it. They were out by like week 15, week 16. So a lot of fans are happy. I know I do have one listener that's a big Chiefs fan. Shout out to you, Jeff. I know you're probably listening, and hey, Ravens had a tough time too, so I feel the pain, but at least we have a shot to make the playoffs. Let's talk about some starters. What teams may rest guys. It could be a little tricky, right? So do your homework. I would suggest to wait up till Friday. Follow the, usual suspects on X, Rappaport, Scheffler to see who's exactly going to be in. But let's look at some teams that are playing for things and incentives. Incentives, very important, especially for player props going into this, guys. I'll post this on my X later in the week. Rico Dowdle needs 7 yards for a $1 million bonus. You definitely expect him to get that. These are some notable ones, guys. I'm not going to go over all of them, all the offensive ones. Hollywood Brown needs 1 TD for $750,000. Look out for that. Maybe a Hollywood Brown touchdown prop, maybe a look this week. Can his quarterback get him the ball, though, right? That's going to be the big question. Keenan Allen. Now, Herbert's not playing, so I don't believe he's going to get to this. But Keenan Allen, 6 receptions for $750,000. Tall task. I don't think he'll get there, guys. Stephon Diggs. We've heard just what happened with the allegations. That's wild. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but he just needs 30 yards for $500,000 bonus. He may need that, guys, for lawyers. Barkley needs 87 yards for $250,000 bonus. Debo, 93 yards for a $450,000 and 2 touchdowns for $250,000. So 700,000 on the line there. That's an interesting one. San Francisco obviously playing for, Washington. I haven't heard anything about them not playing their starters, so definitely take a look there. Sam Darnold needs 3 TDs and 150 passing yards. I think he'll get the 150 passing yards, the TDs, maybe. But definitely may want to look at the Sam Darnold over there. Let's talk some notes here. I ran through a few of them here. But AFC, right, Jaguars win and they win the division. It's that simple. And they are still playing for the overall seed. They need a lot of help, though. Houston obviously needs to win to stay alive, right, to have a chance to win the AFC. Both teams are very easy teams that they are playing. They're big favorites. They should win both their games. Denver won the division, guys, playing for top seed. Chargers resting guys, locked into the wild card spot. Pats won the division, playing for the number 1 seed, of course. Steelers versus Ravens for the division. So Jags, Pats, Broncos should play all their players. Now, they couldn't sit guys, so player props can be difficult, right? Let's see if the Jags are up 28-0 or something in the 3rd or 4th. They may rest guys, right? So keep that in mind, right? Player props can be tricky. You may want to more look at incentives and be sure that they're not going to rest guys depending on their opponent. NFC, Eagles won a division, need Bears to lose, and then they get a shot to win the 2nd overall seed, which is important. Bears won the division, number 2 seed up for grabs with a win. Seahawks and 49ers playing for division and number 1 overall seed in the NFC, guys. Panthers and Bucs battling for the division. If Panthers lose and Atlanta wins, Panthers still could win the division. Keep that in mind. Rams will rest guys, I'm hearing. I'm not sure who, but they're locked into the number 6 seed. They can't move. So now, do they want some momentum going into the playoffs? Maybe. Right? So don't rest guys, but we'll see what happens there. Get some more information later on in the week. Packers could also rest guys. Packers could rest guys as well. However, looks like Willis will probably play, and then they're lost, 3-4 in a row? They may want to get back on track. If I was a coach, I would try to get as many guys as I can to get, don't go into the playoffs losing 4 or 5 in a row, right? If you have some banged up guys, sure, but if they're not banged up, throw them out there, right? Jordan Love probably won't be back. Use this information this week, guys, with the player props, with your betting strategies, of course, as well, maybe totals. I'll be breaking all this down for clients in my client emails. Check out my X as well. I'll be posting some updates on incentives. Do you have it in writing? Let's do a quick power rankings update before we get into these breakdowns. Seattle stays on top, guys. They won. They stay on top, beat a good Carolina team. Decent Carolina team. I'll correct that. Pats second with the Rams loss. They moved down. Back-to-back losses for the Rams, guys. I had to move them down here. Tough loss to Atlanta. That's a bad loss. Texans make their biggest jump. You won't find the Texans probably this high in a lot of power rankings. Why not? They deserve it, guys. 8 wins in a row, best defense in the NFL. Stroud's playing a lot better. Woody Marks, legit running back. They got Nick Chubb backed up there too. Obviously, Nico Collins. Schultz is being a tight end. He's factored into the games a lot more. I believe that this Houston team could be a sneaky team to get to the playoffs. Now, if Ravens win, they can get Ravens. That's a tough, tall task for a first game. You got to go to Baltimore. That's tough. If Baltimore wins that game, of course. But hey, they deserve it. 8 wins, or some good wins in there too. I can't remember all off the top of my head, but I know they beat the Bills. I know they beat the Jaguars, and I know they beat the Chargers. A couple of those on the road as well, guys. There's legitimate wins in there. That's why I put them in front of the Jaguars. They beat the Jaguars as of late. So hats off to the Houston Texans, and then Eagles get back in the top 10. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's get right into it. Like the video. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please review it. It goes a long way. Ravens minus 3.5. There's some threes out there. It opened up at 3. Money came in on the Ravens versus Steelers in Pittsburgh. Total 41. Can't ask for much more, guys. Week 18, division on the line in cold weather in Pittsburgh. Should be a very physical game up front, which could determine the outcome. Line opened up at 3, like I mentioned. A lot of money coming in on the Ravens. We see minus 3.5, which I don't love. Lamar seems to be playing. He did practice. I did get a practice notification that Lamar did practice Wednesday full. So, yeah, he should be playing. Personally, I believe if he's not 100%, start Huntley. Fun fact on Snoop Huntley. Last time the Ravens won in Pittsburgh, 2022, Huntley was the QB. They won, guys. Right? So my only thing is, obviously, if Lamar's close to healthy, like 100% healthy, or he's not obviously 100% healthy. A lot of guys aren't at this time of the year, guys. But if Lamar's close, play Lamar. If he's like 50%, 70%, I would play Snoop Huntley, to be honest, guys. So if there's any setbacks in practice with Lamar, I think Huntley should be ready, and I would still be confident with Huntley. It means they can run the ball more. Huntley doesn't really turn the ball over. He just makes quick dunks, easy offense that he runs. So I wouldn't be too steered away from playing the Ravens if Huntley was in there. But it looks like right now that Lamar will be playing. And I'll be on the Ravens in this game, guys, in some aspect. I got it at 3 earlier in the week. Bought a half, 2.5. 3.5, now I don't love it. It could be a Ravens 3-point win very easily. But there's a lot of concerns with Steelers going to this game. I have a hard time seeing them win this game unless the Ravens beat themselves. It's rare the Ravens have lost the game because the other team beat them up. But it's been time and time again where the Ravens beat themselves due to turnovers or bad play calling. And it's been a story. Blowing big leads. We saw what happened in the Patriots game. Just time and time again, they do this, and they've been known to do this. So you can never write it off. On paper, yes, the Steelers are the better team. The Steelers are playing without DK Metcalf. The offense is poor without DK Metcalf. Austin, their other wide receiver, seems to be out. Washington, their tight end who had a lot of success, big boy, he's out. Right? Metcalf's actually a terrible matchup for the Ravens. So it's their secondary is very happy he did that dumb thing to beat up the Lions fan, which could cost them their season. DK Metcalf had more receiving yards than all the wide receivers versus the Ravens in Week 14, guys. He is a nightmare cover for the Ravens. Rodgers without DK Metcalf, listen to this, guys, on the field. 67% completion percentage with Metcalf on the field, without 56.7 completion percentage, guys. And the QBR rating drops a ton. Right? So Pittsburgh's going to want to try to beat you with the run game. Ravens has been great against the run. So I don't think they're going to have a lot of success against the run. Where I think Pittsburgh could have success and where they have to is dump offs to Gainwell and Warren. They're going to have to get big yards there. Freiermuth's going to have a big game. And the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to just turn the ball over a ton and not play good defense. I don't see it happening. I think that win over Green Bay brought this team together. That 26 nothing win over Cincinnati Bengals. They should have beat the Patriots. They blew the 11-point lead in the fourth quarter due to bad play calling. There's just a lot of things that are adding up. So if all that happens again, bad play calls, turnovers, poor defense, bad coaching decisions, then yeah, Baltimore loses this game. Could it happen? It's happened many, many more times than you would imagine, guys. So it could happen. But I'll be on the Baltimore Ravens here in this spot. I think it's a good spot. I think the Steelers they're back against the wall. Too many injuries on offense to important guys, and obviously the Metcalf suspension. It's a lot to ask for from Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, they need to get to Aaron Rodgers as well. Hopefully the Ravens have a good game plan. And remember, that Steelers loss in Week 14, the refs gave them that game. It's also very difficult to lose back-to-back games to the same team in the division. That's also another thing to look at here. So yeah, Ravens will be the bet here. I got a better line at 3.5. I wouldn't be thrilled to bet the minus 3.5. Play the money line, buy a half, buy a full point. That's how I'll be looking at this game this week. Can't wait for this one. Obviously, I'll be sweating watching this game. Seahawks minus 1.5 versus 49ers. Total 48.5. Another great game here. Saturday night game. No UFC, so this slips right in there perfectly. Winner takes the division and top of the NFC. Can't ask much more. What can Darnold do in this big game? This is another big game spot for him. So much on the line. Now, we saw him against the Rams show up. The narrative was gone. You saw people posting in third quarter. Big accounts, too. Sam Darnold in the big game, the memes, etc. J.J. McCarthy memes. And then what happens, right? He wins the game for them in the fourth, and then I think it went to overtime. So quick to turn around. Never post early. That's always my rule because you never know what's going to happen. But can he continue? This is a bigger game here than the Rams, let's be honest. There's more on the line here. And against that San Francisco defense who's been banged up, I expect them to have success. But a lot of things here, right, that we got to look at. Brock Purdy, guys, he's been playing outstanding as of late since his return. 49ers have been hot, 6 wins in a row. Same with the Seahawks as well. 49ers have some good wins in there as well. They're not beating up just shitty teams. The Panthers and the Bears. Obviously, the Bears last week. Seahawks, the 6 straight wins as well. Wins over the Rams and the Panthers as well. So both teams coming in hot. 49ers did win already this year, but it was in week 1. So let's not look at that too much. Now, I do like the 49ers here and would be the bet. If I were to bet, it's going to be the lean here. They're playing at home, right? Brock Purdy playing well right now. The only thing that worries me is that defense a little bit. If this turns into a shootout, what do you trust more, right? Obviously, that Seahawks defense is much better. So can that Seahawks defense limit a Purdy? That's going to be the big question here. Right? I got to lean the 49ers at home, the 50-50 type of game though, right? Minus 1.5. So there is value here on the 49ers in my opinion. You can get that plus money, low plus money, of course. Playing their best ball coming into this game. But hey, obviously, like I mentioned, 50-50 style game here. A little value here on the 49ers. Crazy to think that they didn't start well. Went on a nice run here. Imagine they win this tough division with 3 top 5 teams, in my opinion. Crazy. Can't wait for this one. Look at some player props as well, probably in this game. Some overs. Like I mentioned, that 49ers defense, you could throw on a Caleb Williams, showed that last week. So it'll be interesting to see what goes there. Panthers versus Bucs. Bucs minus 3, total 44. This Bucs team has been one of the biggest surprises this second half of the season, guys. The Bucs are 1-7 in their last 8 after a hot start. Baker MVP chance. Abuka being one of the best rookies ever, playing at wide receiver. He's fell off a ton. I don't think he has a game over 45 yards in the last 5 or 6 games. What happened to this team? I know there's been some injuries here and there, but throughout the year, it's been, even when Mike Evans came back, Godwin came back, it's just this team has fallen off a ton. I think some issues on the O-line as well, but the defense just has been struggling. This team has fallen off a ton. You got to look at some of the coaching as well. What's going on here? They lost to the Panthers a few weeks ago in a huge game. And why should I bet the Bucs -3 here? Sure, they can show up, win the game. Carolina's not any world beaters. But why should I bet the Bucs here at -3? Nothing's told me here as of late to bet them here. So the only way I could look would be Panthers +3. That's the only way I could look. I expect a close game here, probably lower scoring game as well. First game went under this total of 44. I expect it to probably go under as well. Right? You just don't know what you're going to get from both these teams. Very difficult teams to handicap. Last time Baker played the Carolina Panthers wasn't great. 145 yards, 79 rating, 1 interception, 1 TD. Young outplayed him. 191, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 102 rating. Are we going to see a different Baker Mayfield this game? Possibly. Very tough to predict how the Bucs are going to come out here, but nothing tells me to bet this -3 on the Bucs. I expect a very close game, probably a field goal game, right? So you can probably get a push here on either side if you take the -3 or +3. But yeah, this game could go either way. Interesting to see what Bucs team shows up. Panthers team, you kind of know, they're gritty. Their defense does show up at times. I think they're going to have to run the ball successfully to, open up the pass. Hard to run on the Bucs at times. Young had success versus the Bucs last game. Hopefully McMillan shows up for a big game for the Panthers as well. But yeah, Panthers +3, only way I can look here. I think they can win outright as well. Lean the under, but yeah, interesting one to see. And they got Bucs also have to hope Atlanta loses, from what I'm hearing. So crazy times for this division. Obviously, both teams fairly poor. They're probably a one and done going into the playoffs. Teaser options. Let's try to get back on track in the teaser market, guys. It's been tough. We'll focus on the 2 games that we just talked about. Won't go all over the board. I may have a client teaser that does go in other games, but here we'll go Ravens +4, 7 and 49ers +7.5. That's a 7-point teaser, guys. So that's what we'll be on this week. 2 favorite heading into this week of games we talked about. Stay away from that Panthers Carolina game, even though if you can probably tease either way side. Again, I think it's going to be a close game, but I like these 2 board. If the Seahawks 49ers, I don't see Seahawks winning by more than a touchdown. They could win by a touchdown, but not anymore. It's highly unlikely in my eyes. Underdogs. Wow. What a season, right? What a season, guys. Hopefully you've been just tailing this this segment. 75% plus money underdogs. We hit the Browns last week. Can we get another one? We're going to go with a small underdog. We talked about it already. I'm going to go with the 49ers, guys. I think Carolina could win that game. That would be my second favorite, but official play will be the 49ers. We talked about it here. I'm not going to go over it again. I think they're live here at home, playing great football right now. And Sam Darnold hasn't shown me he can win that big game. The Rams game, big game, but there's a lot more on the line here. Give me the 49ers to win this game. The division have the best record in the NFC. Who would have thought? 49ers were struggling at the beginning of the year. Now they're here. Love to see it. Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for listening a ton. I continue hopefully to grow this podcast. The grind continues. We've been grinding for 5-6 years now with the podcast. Now we're over on Spotify and Apple. We've got more listeners over there than on YouTube. But for your YouTube, Thanks for you guys for sticking in here. Hopefully I provide you a lot of information that you've learned over the years, and a lot of winners, a lot more winners than losers over the years. You guys know that. And some segments are always better than others from year to year, but these underdog markets, again, you're not going to find this around the free play market. If there is, please let me know. I would love to hear it and maybe listen to his podcast or her podcast. Well, not her, but his podcast. Love to hear from you. Like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Happy New Year.